We're going to look at one of your Dynasty teams on today's video.
Baby.
If you want your team to be considered, join our Discord with the link in the description. Now, disclaimer, we can't guarantee that we're going to be able to cover your team, but pop it in there. Make sure you leave screenshots. Correct. And if we feel like we can really help, we might add it to this series. Shout out to NOAHFUEGO. We're looking at his Dynasty team today. Little context, this is a 12-team PPR tight end premium league. He says, I haven't made any moves post-draft. I tried to go with the 0 RB strategy. I don't really like how my team ended up turning out. What do y'all think? So let's go ahead and look at the team now. So he went 0 RB, didn't love the way that it panned out. And I have some thoughts. You know, typically if I go 0 RB, I don't know about you, Badake, but typically if I do that in a Dynasty startup, it's because I don't personally plan on competing straight away. Okay. And I would say when I look at this squad, we are actually in a really good spot because we do have a lot of young pillars that I like. However, I just don't think that we're in a place right now to go all in. I just think too much has to go right, specifically with the running back room. And we're going to talk about it here in a second. But I don't know where you stand here. Do you see that differently? Because personally, I just feel like the running back room is not in a place to compete.
No, the running back, it's not in a place to compete, but I do believe he can move some pieces to compete. I think he does have the foundational pieces around him outside of the running back room. I think he has some good. I guess let's start from the top. How about this? I guess let's go from the quarterback room, right? Herbie, Stafford, Jimmy G, fantastic. Keep it there. Don't move it. And then
I had a different thought process.
Okay, go for it.
Because
I'm happy to keep both.
When I looked at this, I am too. But when I looked at this team, I just thought to myself, I feel like this could really use a 1-year tank.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is, again, because Cordero Patterson, Melvin Gordon, Kenyon Drake, Gus Edwards, Darrell Williams, Stevenson, Cook. Like, maybe Cook can be in a flex RB2. Stevenson, maybe. I mean, and then also next year, Patterson and Melvin Gordon look even worse. Same with the other running backs outside of James Cook and Stevenson. So, to me, I feel like a 1-year tank could really serve this team well. I also think we can move off some other pieces that I'm not in love with. But, again, please keep in mind that I think you absolutely do not have to move Stafford here. But you can, okay? You can move Stafford. A trade I did this offseason where I moved Stafford, I got Matthew Stafford at 23 third. I sent that away. I sent Stafford in a 23 third. And then I got back Tua, a first, a second, and a fourth. So this is a lateral move that I think you could potentially consider. Now, again, not specifically Tua, but I have some ideas. Again, you don't have to move Stafford, but if you're going to do a 1-year tank, which is what I would do, I know that we're going to offer different advice here, and that's okay because it's good to give him all options. Yeah. I'm going to give perspective of a 1-year tank here because I think in 1 year from now, I really believe that you could be in a great position. But if I can move Matthew Stafford for, let's say, Trevor Lawrence, can I get Tua and a first? Can I just go get picks? Can I get 223 firsts? Those are some moves that I'm potentially looking at. Again, we're not saying that all these things will work, but there are things that we would try. And I think that you're going to put yourself in a better position next year with some of these moves, personally, like to go on a 1-year tank. So that's something that I was looking at. But, again, I'm doing 1-year tank. I think you're going to suggest to win now.
Yeah. So I guess with the quarterback room, I'm happy for you to keep that. So I guess we'll go room by room.
Same. I don't think you have to.
I guess we'll go room by room. I guess this is what we'll do. We'll go room by room. You do your take and I'll do mine. So in the running back room, obviously Patterson, Melvin, Darrell Williams, Stevenson, Cook. I'm a believer in Stevenson and Cook, so I think that's good as a flex option just in case you do have a 3 flex start here on your team. So I think they can come into help and play. But the way to upgrade, the way I'm thinking to upgrade in this room is to kind of get rid of, and not get rid of, maybe down tier in some of these wide receivers. Not saying you should do this. Not saying that, you have to do this, but this is some couple ideas. So you keep Justin Jefferson and then maybe put on the block A.J. Brown and Michael Thomas. See what you can get for them. the way that I'm thinking is making lateral moves or tearing down. What if you can get a Rashad Bateman? What if you can get someone along those lines, a Cortland Sutton? Some of these guys that can really help you now.
He's already got Jerry Jeudy, though.
True. You already have Jerry Jeudy. What if you can tear down and get some guys that can help you? So you lower the tier in the wide receiver room, but then you also lateral move. So like, can you get Antonio Gibson there? Can you get a James Conner? Can you get a Lenny somehow in some sort of package? And I don't want to even touch your draft capital. I'm thinking of using the players that we have right now. You can do the same thing with Michael Thomas. Maybe look, Michael Thomas is coming back, which is very interesting. I'm changing my tune on him a little bit just because we see him running routes. We see him being having a good opportunity. But is that the longevity that you want? Can you tear down in youth here with Michael Thomas? Once again, the Rashad Batemans. Maybe you can get a Devonta Smith, a Cortland Sutton, a Hollywood Brown, a Mike Williams, a Sky Moore, Darnell Mooney. Are these guys going to help you win? No, but what can happen is that you can swap your running backs to help you even it out and then compete. This is kind of the thought process that I was kind of thinking of. And once again, you're not getting these home run guys in the running back room. Can you get a James Conner, a Lenny? I'm happy with a Miles somehow. If you can kind of move to get Miles, can you get a Tony Pollard, a Kareem Hunt, an Elijah Mitchell? All these guys, maybe an Antonio Gibson. I'm not even a fan of Antonio Gibson. Maybe this is a lower tier running back that you can go out and get by getting a package with a young wide receiver and then kind of a 1 year off quarterback, keeping your draft capital and then investing in the running back in the 23 class. Because your wide receivers are great. Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, Jerry Jeudy. So if you tear down, get a Rashad Bateman and then a running back, once again, Antonio Gibson, hypothetically, and then sell Michael Thomas, you can people still believe in Michael Thomas. People are drafting him sometimes in best ball in the 7th, in Dynasty startups. I think he went, 10th round? 9th round? I think our last one.
I can't remember.
That's the thought process here. I know it's kind of difficult and hard to do, but I say throw some feelers out with A.J. Brown and Michael Thomas. See what you can get back for the running back room, and I think you compete.
Yeah. So for me, again, I'm doing a 1 year tank here with my ideas. I feel like you're not going to be able to put yourself in a good position with these running backs unless you use draft capital. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to improve your running backs, I don't think you want to lose A.J. Brown. Like, I understand that you could lateral, but I don't know if those will logistically work. Like, it's going to be hard to find the right scenario. I could be wrong for sure. I just think you're going to have to use draft capital if you want to improve that running back room, which is an option for sure because you're not that far off. But with the running backs, the only running backs I'm even remotely interested in here are James Cook and Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah. Everyone else, I'm willing to move. And Melvin and Cordero, what can you get for them right now? Can you move them for unproven guys like Brian Robinson and Zamir White, Tyler Algier, maybe Hassan Haskin plus picks? So those are some options that I'm looking at. Alternatively, I could settle for some 23 thirds. I know that 23 is going to be a better draft class. I'm willing to take a shot there. Because these are guys, again, that I just don't see a very bright future with. Melvin's on a 1 year deal. Cordero is 31 years old. I just feel like if we go all in right now, we're going to really potentially limit the window that we have. Okay. So anyway, personally, I'm not looking to make many moves with the running backs. I just want to get rid of all this unnecessary junk on the team. And also, I feel like the bench is really, really bad. Like, this is rough. We don't really have any wide receiver that we can start. I mean, I guess Jahan Dotson for sure.
Dotson's there. Nothing crazy though.
But anyway, I don't think that there's enough depth here, and I think you're gonna have to use your picks. Let's go to the wide receiver room again on the theme of a 1 year tank. I think Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Jeudy, Jahan Dotson, those four are your pillars. Yeah. Shakira and Velus, they're great stashes, but I don't want to keep Michael Thomas.
Agreed.
And the more I think about Chris Godwin, I'm very open to moving him because after this year, I'm not sure what his value will be without Tom Brady. So Michael Thomas, can you get a 23 first? Or can you get a first in any draft? Right? Because if you get a 24 first for Michael Thomas next year, that's going to be much easier to move. You probably won't be able to, but again, like Badake was saying, a lot of people are valuing Michael Thomas higher than we are. How about going to get Brandon Ayuk, Christian Watson, George Pickens, and a pick maybe? Calvin Ridley plus picks, because Calvin Ridley is an incredible trade target with Michael Thomas. You can get Ridley. He'll be back next year, and you can get draft capital. How about Allen Lazard plus picks? That's another move I'd be willing to do. So personally, I don't love investing in Michael Thomas in Dynasty. Then I look at Godwin, and I think we can get so much younger with Godwin as well and just add to either our picks next year for this 1 year tank or a younger wide receiver to build with. You can hold him, but you could also maybe go get a Rashad Bateman, a Treylon Burks, a Jameson Williams, a Chris Olave, a Hollywood Brown in a third, a 23 first. So those are some moves that I would be looking to make. Again, I'm trying to get rid of Michael Thomas. I'm trying to get rid of Chris Godwin, Cordero Patterson, Melvin Gordon. And if I'm doing all those moves, I feel like I can move Stafford, because if I need a quarterback next year, I'll have the draft capital to acquire one, or I can draft a quarterback. And now all the moves that we're making kind of put us in a worse position this year, which helps us out in the draft next year. I think you're really close. I love the pillars you have at Justin Herbert and these wide receivers that I mentioned, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Judy, and Jahan. But I just think personally I would approach it as a 1 year tank if it was me.
Fair. Yeah.
And then I think just quickly on the tight ends, I'm fine to hold Irv Smith and just see what happens.
Yeah, I'm fine to Irv Smith as well. Yeah, I think, once again, you can take this however you like. If you really want to try and compete, you do have the draft capital. You can get some more draft capital, or you can use the draft capital to your advantage to try and compete right now. That's not what I would do. I would try to use the pieces I have to still compete, make a lateral move, downshift in areas so you can upgrade in other areas as well. Down tier, excuse me. So I guess take it as you will. AJ Brown, I'm happy to move. You're right, Chris Godwin, I'm happy to move, and Michael Thomas, I'm happy to move. Other than that, those are the only three pieces outside of the running back, Cordero, Melvin. You can package these guys however way you like, tier down, get another running back in some way, some form. Once again, you have Ramondre Stevenson. You can get Damian Harris. See what we can do. I think if you can get Damian Harris, that feels really comfortable in my eyes. But
the hard thing is if you're a Damian Harris owner, what do you want from this team outside of draft capital?
It depends on who he has. Like hypothetically, if that Damian Harris person has, let's say he has James Conner, maybe you can give him Darrell Williams just so he can have the handcuff, kind of like us, kind of like this team. Hey, let's not swap, but you give me Damian, I'll give you Darrell. Maybe I'll throw in a second, maybe not, or maybe I can throw in somebody else on the team. But it's tough. You just gotta feel the offers in your league to see how they will respond accordingly, if they will respond accordingly. But we'll see.
Yeah. I think the good news is you have a lot of flexibility moving forward.
Yeah.
You have a ton of flexibility moving forward. I think you've got really good pillars of this team. And, again, if you are going to sell Matthew Stafford, maybe Justin Fields is an option. Someone we don't expect really great production from this year, but we expect this team to be in a better spot after the 2023 draft. And, obviously that makes your team worse this year. So, again, I approach it as a 1 year tank. I think if you do what Badake is saying, I think you just have to go all in and use your picks, honestly. Like, use your 23 first and go get a top quality running back. Like, if you put a Eckler on this team, a Swifty, a Najee, I think you're then in a place where you can genuinely compete,
Right. I hear you on that. So hopefully you like it.
Yeah. Let us know what your thoughts are. I gave this team an A- because I thought it was in a great spot. Genuinely, like a lot of flexibility and a lot of pillars that I like.
I gave it a B flat. I do like it. I think it was weak on the running backs, but oddly enough, I am believers in Stevenson, Cooks, and Darrell Williams. Is always I keep saying it's not if it's when James Conner gets hurt. So maybe I should give it a higher grade, maybe B plus for me. But yeah, I think it's a great team.
All right, well, why don't you guys who are watching comment down below, let us know what you think. And Noah, if you're watching, let us know. Comment. Any context we missed, anything that you tried, let us know.
Yo, what's good?
What
Thanks
up?
for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.